at the finish, and they are going to be the fastest once we get confirmation of that. But a really strong ride by Aleman and Stosek, a team put together just in the last week of the event when Hans Becking decided he couldn't ride, and they are making it count here. Very, very strong ride from Aleman and his partner Martin Stosek. In the dust, heading towards the finish as well, Simon Stipjan and Fabian Ravensteiner, and try to hang on to Ravensteiner's former partner, Samuel Poro. And Rob Stutzman just digging deep. It's been a tough day for them. They've lost some time for sure, and we'll see how they finish off here today, because it is Pago Eurosteel who go across the line, Phil Bass and Jaden Turlo who cross the line at the finish. Bart Aleman and Martin Stosek, 2:13.05 for this stage here. Phenomenal time. To put that in context, the bronze class Kevin and Panay's team, 6 minutes and 44 down. They had a good time there. Bronze class and Panay's, and there is Jakob Hartmann and Andreas Sevold, and they come streaming over. So these dynamics will change dramatically. You can see teams and riders being caught all the way around, and also crossing the line there. Peace across the line.
Beautiful, well done.
So,
yeah, definitely not a day for Pateta Monese, the Olympian from Lesotho. He weighs about 50 kilos, struggles to eat. I've been force feeding him the last days. So not quite his stage, but his days will come.
Yeah, that's Travis Stedman, the last in quite a big bunch of teams that came across the line there. And about Aleman Martin Stosek then 2:13.05. Singer KTM, Andreas Sevold and Jakob Hartmann, 2:62.8, so 3 minutes and 22 down. And then Arnold and Keegan Boston, 4:36. They've had a really good day. Their time today, 2:17.41. They'll want to be looking at the other South African team in the Bruco Kenshamp team this week, and make inroads into that African jersey and maybe put the pressure on Martin Van Tristan for here.
It's definitely a very, very fierce competition for that African jersey as well. The African teams are very strong.
Just going back to the finish. Thanks, Daniel. Let's take about a big day. 2 hours, 30 minutes. We are in the lead at the end of the time trial. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it was super hot. It was all about paddling today, no recovery. And Martin today is on very relaxed, and I thought that I could push a lot and that he could follow, so it was nice. He could also do his part of the work, so I knew that it was a good time, but don't know if it will be enough. Yeah, I'm happy with the feeling. We are back in the game, I think, and it's nice for the next days.
Martin, can we have a chat with you quickly? Once you've grabbed your jowl, it doesn't matter, let's keep going. But maybe perhaps from you just quickly, 66 kilometers for a time trial, it's new territory for everybody.
Oh yeah, and then especially there's no recovery, that was super hot, and it became already a bit hot in the last half hour, so yeah, it's quite a hot time trial, something special, but I enjoy it.
Let's get to Martin quickly. Martin, that was super hot. We saw you guys earlier on the start line. We knew that this could be a good day for you. You guys have done what you do best, and you come across the line in first place. You managed your effort really well today.
I mean, it was super hot for me. Again, like after 1 hour, I was probably choked, and since then I was just trying to suffer. Wow, it helped me a lot. It was pulling a lot in front. I just tried to run the base, and I just thought that I cannot go much faster because then I will completely go faster. So that's a bit, but I feel very good because we are able to push the same pace for the game.
You're back in the game. Confidence is going to be on point when you go to Stand Keep tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, so the hard time yesterday and also the day before, because I came to stay with the new team, the new partner, and I tried to be in my best shape possible, and then we will first day to make it go after. The feeling was super bad, but still they grew in the run, everybody were behind me, and not putting anything from me, and I did not know because I tried to realize that pushing it there, they don't have it.
Well done. Yeah, great to catch a good ride by Martin Stosek. He talked about the really suffering and deliberately jumping straight into the action. But today they feel they are right back into the game as they go past down. Back up far. little gap here. We just down and they're going on the edge of there. There's speed company after the whole time. They're taking speed to try and regain the back wheel of Lucas down. Again, just to confirm that there is the odd speed at the moment. That's making my mind on that one circuit. Oh, fine. Yeah, it's the time that anyone wants to really say at the moment has to be confirmation of that at the finishing of maybe a 323. He said, fine, what a good day for how to destroy the department to get more concerned about the potential that they have just beaten by South African students to the finish there. Now sitting in third place, Markman and Vessel Wilson. Some say yesterday that recovered, showed some good recovery today. So there's thank you all the time to dynamics there. And that's all. Those are the teams that have finished at this stage. We're on board with the yellow jersey. Let's go back to Max at the finish.
Fox has done everything he so far at the finish, 2:17. It's a high up for him.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good day for us. I think they saw looking positive a bit today. I'll try to stay in as much as possible because we're on the table coming up. But yeah, I mean, they can make a big step up on this day and really proud of him. And yeah, I look forward to looking now to see where he's looking from that.
It's a well done, fantastic day from you today. You must be so.
Yeah, it was always tricky when coming in and pacing a long time start of it. But yeah, I think again, Mark managed perfectly. He was developing all again and the notes were work. But yeah, we had safety and I think in a good time. We're all happy.
Tell us a bit about the Paul Star record that you came in the next couple of days ago.
Absolutely. I mean, he's got a bad big factor as well. Yeah, he really feels good in the morning and yeah, he's here and I think the racing could have been some more hits.
Oh my God.
There's one person and Vessel Wilson setting up a really good battle for the red jersey. Just an update, 58K, Scott Brown MTD, 38 seconds behind the Bus Megabyte team. At that stage, the finish to come up, Megabyte now still leading 2:13.05, but Pierre Colomba just come in. David Bilal, Soraya and Thiago Pereira in 1 minute and 11 seconds behind them. Confirmation of that. So they have had a really, really good day. It's also not that way.
Well, I understand. Impressive Martin Stockstedt. If one compares the two bodies of Martin Stockstedt and Thiago Pereira, that's quite a difference to be able to push like this. Probably was probably stepping on out a bit, but well done on him. But yeah, very good, David and Thiago were riding super strong and effective.
Good team were 28 seconds off the time of Bus Megabyte at the 58.5K mark, so they will have to take the yellow jersey. This is the BX Colomba team. Let's go to Max on the finish.
David, we had a quick back second across the line so far on the front side. We knew it was going to be a big day for the top of Diego. You happy?
Yeah, cuando ganó Bailón controlar y de
You see, we get some across Diego. We see Diego came today and he said long stage, continue to push. You see the exhausted, if you look at the face, but that's a great hit and you must be happy.
yeah, it's a very long thing. It's very, very young. A lot of things. Like I have that really push all time. And yeah, it's heavy for the working in this moment. We'll see what the guy, but yeah, and head for today.
Maybe a message to all the Portuguese fans. What do you say hello?
Hello, para todos os seguidores portugueses. Well done.
The effort, the hit got nothing space, but
Yeah, it's nice. It's a bit difficult to learn English, but yeah, definitely see the effort they put out there.
so the red jersey, Tristan Mokia, Mark Bogey there, Eric himself behind that, and make sure they don't lose too much time to the rivals. Only these on the general classification, so the big up there were in place at the start of the day, 49 down, just 135 behind, because they keep there, Albea, Polo and Switzerland. They may be able to make a little bit of time up there. sort of charge towards the finish, yeah, that's better. Yeah, you can definitely go down right and the time right on today. Yes, it looks quite flat on the profile, but there's no way to rest. You have always pressure on the battery. You cannot rest at all, or there's not many downhills where you can have it. So that often makes the time trial like this so hard.
Yeah, I mean, you're speculating about how the week's going to go, but this little surprise rugby captain in the middle of what so really the race, 66 time trials, we don't know what sort of effect it will have on the future riders, because it is something else in rugby. A long time trial.
Yeah, we're talking time trial before, with more time in the trail, but such a flat stage, time trial stage, that's very unique, that has to be done with for sure. So it's, yeah. It's really, really sweet, big riders, so they can definitely make up some time today.
Flying down the final little track and perhaps, Stefan didn't go for the big jump. You can bet Nina by that the 13-year-old can go shorter. Once again comes to the fore. Let's go to Max at the finish as the yellow jersey heads towards the finish as well.
That's the third across the line, that's the top end, but welcome back.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it will stay there. There's a lot more fast teams behind us, but did what we could. Even still not firing too well, so it's a little bit frustrating, but I mean, there's nothing we can do at this point. We just have to, I did what I could, with, like, obviously I felt the front the whole way, and tried to really get it open on where I could, and I think we brought back quite a bit of time, but yeah, hopefully it's good enough to jump up a little bit.
See if you can stretch it back just a little bit. Have you got some issues there?
Yeah, I think back is doing some problems. I think obviously yesterday it's super steep, and he hasn't raced, there's no outside races really, and the States during this time of winter, so yeah, a little things to consider, but hey, it's fine.
General very different to the yesterday, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think someone alluded to that it's like more like the cross country nowadays, that yeah, but it's very different. But hey, we have to the challenge that we have to accept it now, and let's suck it up and not make it easy.
Well, that was a great one today.
That's it. Peter Crimson at moment third fastest 270 down on that top regular benchmark time of 2:13.05. Meanwhile, Australia Speed Company having a few little issues there because Dale Vega is having to go back onto the back wheel of Lucas down. It's something on the comments made by Matt here. It's the first time that we've alluded to a little bit of concern now. That Peter isn't quite up there at this stage.
Yeah, there is the pressure of the standing champion talking. You know, there's so much expectation on him, being South African, having won the race 3 times already. He obviously so badly wants that win, you know, and he definitely so next to his season. I was a little bit worried myself hearing that Steven was traveling to South Africa so that he could race. You know, it takes some adaptation not only from the time, I think that's the jet lag, but also just with the time that he was racing. And it definitely takes him once away if you're riding these especially like riding on altitude.
Well, in front, and it's that situation I think you alluded to a little bit earlier, the really strong rider and the rider who's trying to not let him down and look at point him and the team and stay with him at tough times because he can hurt somewhere. This is that battle with the Carter Singer up front there, Ravensteiner and the steep jump, and Oro and his partner Cookman. Yeah, they are coming back.
About Samuel and Bolo, he and Mark Schutzman were starting their bike race just a few weeks ago, and he actually crashed and broke his hand in the process. And also Mark Schutzman didn't have his best preparation for the actual season. They were left to fight, but seems to be in great shape. But definitely not a stage for those two mountain goats. Both weighing around 50 kilos. They definitely prefer the Cycleops or the Dolomite to ride on.
Be finishing better here, they were
they're trying to undo the 2 minutes buffer because they are back onto the wheel. They started 2 minutes ahead of the pilot Singer, but they which they're right back on now. Standing still as they make the race to the finish.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like they were overtaken. Now they found some more energy. They're very close together now. They do need to be careful now, but they're not going to get any something else before like dropping. So it also makes it stick. It makes it hard. You can see the lines here. There is only one good fast line. If you want to get by without being just so much for drafting, it makes it tricky. It makes it very tricky.
Yeah, it's easier on the road where the surface is consistent. Yeah, the surface changes and you think you're going to get there, and suddenly there's a sandy patch and you get stuck in that. And yeah, tricky. Just an update on the finish line of Enrico, Ken Champagne, Marco Van here are in 3 minutes and 16 seconds behind Mark Megabo in fourth fastest. So they just behind, just a minute behind the outright here is Songo at the finish line. So a good recovery day, good recovery today from Uganda. The system was here on Christian Victor likewise. But on the red is going to be a lovely soft spot as this race continues, that's for sure. Sitting off here, realizing they're not going to be able to get past Ravenstein and Kuja. Christian at rough 4. Christian is, injury from the Andalusia bike race. Yes, you know, good.
We were talking about cyclocross a little bit earlier. He is basically a long stretch cyclocross with a lot of heavy sections. Not easy to ride. You want to have your weight not on the handlebar. You want to lean a little bit back. Otherwise, it's just that front. You're into the standard makes it even worse. And technically keep straight because if you just have that front wheel a little bit skew, you take all your speed out of it. And you need a lot of power to pedal through it. So not easy to navigate here.
Let's go to that to the finish.
Now we have at the Absa having a jersey leaders and Ryan Stone, who's done it again. He's got it ahead of Honeycomb today, Marco. It'll be proper.
Yeah, I got to give a big shout out to Curtis. My legs, I think they felt yesterday for the race. Yeah, we just kept the effort going and to speed up the last stage.
It's a 15 here, and obviously the time trial does feature when it comes out here and makes an efficiency. Lightweight Frank, it's still a full cost of time, nothing on that.
Yeah, I think everyone's flat. I started struggling then, we just had to cut off, and I think maybe in the last 10 days through the trail we minimized the damage there, maybe I think that's a mistake. I thought it was going to be worse today, but I think that we actually did have a solid day.
Just going to some dark places, did you see some demons?
Yeah, actually, I thought I would, but
the flat stage is not at all our type of time. I think that's our weakest day. I can put us all that, but I think I'll try and just try to get the bed down, speed high. I think it's all about speed today, but I thought we would do worse, but actually we did super well for a day like today. Just happy to get through today's station.
some market energy out on the trail for the local fans very hot.
Definitely. My first day in there, they definitely go there. The people can see the head jersey coming in. They know to see South Africans. It's always nice to bring the head jersey on the local trails in South Africa. Well done, guys.
Marking there as we are now with Australia speed coming turning in towards the finish, and they've had a horrid last 10 days or so with Gail Gega yo-yoing off the back of Nicholas down here, and they'll come to the finish here. Australia speed company has such high hopes today. Where will they finish? They will save some of their time, but they will third overall at the start of the day. And they will cross the line now. Remember that benchmark time 2:13.05, and the Australia Speed Company team have just rolled across the finish line, and we'll get their time very, very shortly as they get off their bikes after a huge effort. Really don't sense there that Gail Gega has got very, very few off today, so live to time. help his man all the way through third. They are 1:45 down on Buck Megamo. Their time is standing up well. Buck Megamo, V8 Colombo, 1:11 and 4 seconds behind them. The speed company, beg your pardon, 34 seconds back, 1:45. Then I've got the 2:17, because they've got 2:60. So, what can the yellow jersey do? Can they pull back to 28 seconds over down over the last 8 kilometers? It's going to take a huge effort. Meanwhile, William Victoria are heading into the finish here. Luca Brino and Simone Abendetto gave everything in the pursuit of victory on stage 1 on that marathon stage. Now on the time start, they will charge to the finish here, having had the yellow jerseys after the prologue. They were in second place by 11 seconds at the start of today's stage, and they complete their 66 kilometer time trial rolling under the Africa Epic Arch. And let's see where they will come out in the second place, 1 minute down behind Buck Megamo. Their time is standing up well. It's looking good for Buck Megamo. This is the only team that can beat them through it. It is Vino Schurter and his partner Filippo Colombo in his yellow jersey. We saw them on this stage 1 marathon stage. It's so deep over those last 5 or 6 kilometers to take that win and to wrestle those yellow jerseys away from William Victoria. They've been done the crowd today. Huge effort from Colombo and Schurter and Echoes and nothing other than giving an absolute all here as they focus on their finish line ahead and their time of Martin Skortek and Bart Alma on Bart Megamo. 2 hours, 13 minutes and 5 seconds. William Victoria, 1 minute behind them. So Bart Megamo are going to be releasing the up into the general classification standings here and into the focus. They're on to the final run to the line. Is Schurter and Colombo in yellow. They should keep up, they will keep up, but are they going to win the stage here? They turn in and make the final third to the line. Vino Schurter and Filippo Colombo of the Scotland NTB Racing crossing the line at the finish as a fight group, and have they done enough to take the win today, a second win in a row. But Megamo's time is 13:05. It's going to pop up very shortly, and we'll have a stage winner for you very, very shortly. Schurter and Colombo, 27 seconds down. So they are in second place, a victory for Buck Megamo. What a ride by Martin Skortek and Bart Alma. 2 hours, 13 minutes and 5 seconds to take the win by 27 seconds from Scotland MTB Racing. But William Victoria still going strong, 1 minute down in third place. Here's Colombo storming up the overall standing, and Australian Speed Company 1:45 down. They'll be relatively satisfied, but they would have wanted a little bit more of that. After I say it was stronger, still got to come back with it.
Yeah, it was a good race for them. Of course, Matt was probably hoping for a little bit more time shot to step into a stage where they can make that time. The gaps actually not too big. I mean, all the top 8 fans within the first 4 minutes, it was a brutal, I would say, a brutal time shot. 66 kilometers. The winter campaign, it is up out there right now. So I'm very surprised where the gaps are and how well they're going. It's a quick run, so we'll have complex. Let's go to Manchester.
Filippo, you've covered the stage, you stayed 32 seconds on the second place. They're second overall in the time trial, both of the conference in the job today. How was it up there?
Yeah, it's super tough here. So not used to this kind of thing. And it was hard to know how hard it was from the beginning. But yes, we managed quite well. Maybe we could have done the last part a little bit faster and the first one a little bit slower. But yeah, anyway, we have to try to solid first performance went good. Maybe the most difficult stage for us was this one, and went to quite clean and a solid way, so we have to have it.
When you get across the finish line, I thought Nino looked quite happy with it. I think you were exhausted, not doing enough for the stage, but certainly increasing your lead on the GC. That's it.
Absolutely. Looking at the win area, and get to have kept our situation today to prepare to this party.
Well done, Scott. We'll get off to Nino shortly.
but they are still in yellow by 44 seconds. So there's a crew there standing there, but there's someone over there who's a rider fighting for every second here. And that will be a fascinating battle throughout the rest of the week. Albania Speed Company, they still third overall, but 4 minutes and 32 seconds down. Then Stefano's been at Radisson and Sucha, 7:41 down. Big day for outside service, so I'm going to move up 3 places, then I'm 6 places here, and went from 9:17 down. So there's the stage result for you. Alaman and Scott said, what a ride by the Belgian and the Czech Republic. They're feeling confident now. That'll give them a huge boost ahead of the rest of the week. Schmidt and Colombo, solid ride for them. Yeah, coming from the corner. Maybe we should have gone real close to start with something with tank to the end. Blino and Alexander, solid. They are contenders, no question. And then Serrano and Pereira, what a ride by the VH Colombo. Colombo team. They are another team that made strides up to general classification. Barmenega years and spent 6th place. You can't actually do that before we did that before this event. The general classification championship like a 44 seconds. Barmenega. That's trying to keep up 7:41. Big gap down to Beers and Spencer 9:7. Place. Matthew Baptiste was there holding on to 6th where they started 9:38 in the Absa situation. So 9:70 down to 5th place. Much big gaps after the top 2, but we've got monster stages to come.
There's one mechanical and potentially that can cost you 10 minutes. And cross-country riders were expected to go strong in the first part of the race. So we'll see there others maybe coming through at the later part of the race.
Big winners today, BH Colombo and Buff Megamo. Colombo making up 2 places, Buff Megamo 4 places into the top 10. Kimatitse Albert have dropped down. Samuel Toro and Mark Stutzman. They've slipped 4 places down as after pilot in the FSA, Doragoni and De Cosmo. Mark Pritson and Vessel Buerta, a solid day from them. They've held on to their same position they started in 11th place, but 50 seconds behind 10th. The Bulls, Mavericks, Schneller and Rudil Kortina were slipped out of the top 10 down into 12th place at the moment. 15 minutes down. So losers and winners in a time trial like this. Every one of them saying how hard it was. We're not used to this sort of thing, and it's pushing them to the limits.
Yeah, it's as a cross-country or marathon rider, you're not used to any effort like this, and I also don't think they do specific training just for the one stage. And again, it was rough and tough, very technical terrain for a time trial for sure. But yeah, it's the same for everyone, and you have to work as a team. I was very surprised by the speed company. I think their communication, they do need to work on that. Leaving gaps in between on a time trial is definitely not something you want to do. It doesn't help the performance at all. But they also it's a hard race.
So we reflect back on the action from the elite men's race. A really good run by the Buff Mega Media man. Made it about 50 meters down. Rodriguez and Diaz set off, and then on the 2 Buff Mega 2. Buff Mega 1, the Van Alman and the Martin Stortek. Well, they started today in 12th place. And the Belgian champion and Czech champion partner Stortek from the World Championship silver medalist. These are riders who know their way around the Absa Cape. They did very well. Both of them stage winners, and they were eyeing out a good day. As with the VH Colombo team of Pereira and Serrano, and the Spaniard and the Portuguese rider also started today in 9th place, just inside the top 10 today. That was 2 Torres stage run for Marco Hubert, Tristan North here, the back end, and they have the red jerseys when they rolled at the start run.
on the day which they ran towards their home trails. And a big important day for the Red Jerseys. So running for Martin Switzman for the Ninja Orbea. Headed off the start lap today with high hopes today. They were in fifth place at the start of the day. A combination that went really well in the prologue. First Paul has been out there for the race after Cannondale. Early on the trails, the familiar trails to them as they take around the Cycleops Mountain by the Cannondale Trail Network. Northburg. The last element, highly motivated today. A combination that was only put together fairly late in the draw of substitutes for one second past the race. Further at the start of the race, Nicholson and Gale Ega. The powerhouse combination who won the African Epic at their very first effort 4 years ago. They're back again here and being pushed to the limit as they try to hold on to their positions within the top two bound. The European Marathon champion and Gale Ega in his rear. Cross-country specialists they are. William Victoria on their first African Epic as a combination is Luca Braga and the Simone Avengetto, who entertained and enthralled with their late attack and assault on Nino Schurter and Filippo Colombo on stage one. It didn't bring them victory on the day. They did lose yellow jerseys as well. And Schurter and Colombo showed their anti-metal. David Ravensteiner and big part of the future taken to the trails. Braga and Avengetto, well, really fast riders. They go again, Ravensteiner and the future. Early right from the dust, beautiful visuals of these riders, but they were focused on getting the best out of themselves and their bikes today without any interference or without themselves to themselves. A time trial day. They challenge teams after a marathon challenge before, post to cross time trial for the first time the Absa Epic. Last to leave the start, Brett were the race leaders. Nino Schurter and Filippo Colombo has taken those yellow jerseys. They only had 11 seconds to play with Victoria in the second place as they headed up onto that 66-kilometre route. Point to point, well, in time gone by, we've had a reached midweek time trials with 20th trail and single track today. Very, very different. A lot more open road and open trails. And early on, Filippo Colombo setting a miraculous pace. Report today for the Red Jerseys. We've got our 10 cap today, as you know, at Christian was here at Marketing Fair. To just make sure that jersey stays with them. I'll put the investors working with Brett as well as next time on a good choice. And on the top of Keegan Boston, on a good ride, they started target earlier than this fair. The trails are going to get too much of a concern. Once you get onto the open road, you need it to be right on your partner's wheel, which is where Keegan Sweetman spent much of the day today sitting on the powerhouse that is Matthew's wheel for most of the day. Last night for various ski companies, Gale Ega and Lucas Bow, a team who fancied their chances on a prologue day like other time trial day like today. Their power and their size and their strength played into their hands in terms of this day. This day finish it off. That was the key again from the cross-country specialist. The time will come. Open road and the wind. And no one else ever perhaps the company to mark maybe there and to single here. On the trails, well, there are two pairs to watch, Nino Schurter and Filippo Colombo, who gets the best half in the seat by watching from behind as the greatest of all time does their tricks on the trails. He knows nothing other than to go full gas on the trails, and every now and again it's the opportunity to present itself to go with. Well, their key was to manage their efforts long enough to finish strongly and make sure that they don't lose any more than maybe 11 seconds. There was some low flying done to the detail of the hair.
a little bit of a ride in that plane too, very low over them. There he comes to the more familiar company for the yellow jersey, Shetta and Filippo Colombo. They power through these wonderful figures making their way across the relatively flat land with the open road towards Isle Rock Mountain with Swift looming luring them in the distance. All that distance from Simone Amadetto and Luca Guido, who endured a tough day yesterday and it was first the daunting down on the final time of the day to challenge the pair of Shirta and Colombo. Riding up ahead, just starting quite early, the 12th was the Bus Megamo team. They were enjoying a good day, not so, they've seen a picture of their pair of Goodman and Paul. They were taking losses as they went along. A good day for the EH kilometer as Thiago Pereira kicked deep to get onto the wheel of his partner, David Serrano, and they would cross the line in a very good time indeed. But no one crossed the line faster than this pair. 2 hours, 13 minutes and 5 seconds. A win for Bas Megamo, Bas Alaman, and it was part of us Soltec. PH Colombo put together a very solid performance today. They are right back in the GC picture. They have moved into the top 10 comfortably. And for their team company, a solid day. 4 hours, just 4 minutes and 32. They were pretty behind on GC at the end of the day. Spears and Spencer did their absolute level best, and they pulled back time on the yellow jerseys, which is important. The yellow jerseys did all they could. They showed that they were enough to win the stage, but they will hold the yellow jerseys at the end of the stage. Because the pinnacle of global mountain biking, the epic series is what it's about, and in a very short while the 4 islands epic will take place in Croatia. The rocks of those Varna Islands really rough, and an incredible experience. Then Andorra epic in July, so the 6th of July in the Andorra epic Pyrenees, the fastest epic on the series, the 17th of August. Later this year, and it all ends with the epic Wines to Wales trilogy, 3 events that take place in the Western Coast and the suburban Elgin Valley. Really glorious. It is actually the switchback together, becoming back up from the coast and making their way to Rome to the finish there. How many have you done of those, Ariane? In the epic?
of their security. The fastest everything done. Andorra,
For Ireland,
4 a million times. So you are an epic legend, and that's what it is about it. You only have to do 3 of them to become an epic legend. And many right now, we get 376 people in Britain, at least 3 of the epic series events. It's a phenomenal thing about people. They have the passion and you want to explore and see different parts of the world.
beautiful way to experience or discover the world. Really, I love Croatia, beautiful islands, Andorra, feels a bit like home, beautiful mountains, bit drier and bit warmer. But all beautiful races, great views.
Well, Fairview is hosting the Africa Epic for the very first time. It was wonderful to be experiencing the hospitality of Miles as we now go to the start at Cannondale, where we say goodbye for the first time. Cannondale has hosted a Africa Epic for 2 full stages at the start of the third day of racing. So it's the first for Cannondale. They've not done this before, so it's really, really cool. It's Emma Renke, heads off Neil Detroit. They're coming thick and fast to these first teams because it's just 15 seconds between the start here. You go to the start, that's it, but they've already got it screwed over. It's so hot out there. So yeah, 80 hot today. This is the route from Cannondale Wine Estate. A few trails that they take around Georgesburg and get a last taste of the Tiger Mud Bike up that trail. And then on to the fairly flat and forgiving road that takes you across towards the airfield. And then all the way across the top of the car road between the R44 into the shadow of Far Rock Mountain and the trails that they will get to explore to their fullest over the next few days. They'll get a taste of them today to hunt the mountain and head towards Fairview and try to the finish here. That's what today's route is about. 66 kilometers, 950 meters of time. 3.5 of training to see the difficulty of this stage. And yeah, it is going to be difficult. We've just seen the elite men days and and really, really suffer over this route here. For the amateurs, they're starting much later into the week of the day. This is going to be a really, really hard effort for them. And we wish them well on the route today because it's going to be that tough day. This is our second team in the women's race at the moment. Second on the course at the moment. Cannondale ISP Sports, Monica Calderon and Tessa Puskas, who are going extremely well.
Yeah, extremely well. That's a former triathlete, I believe. Spanish champion, but originally from the Netherlands. She lives in Spain and trains there a lot, the Spanish team. And Monica, she's a former podium. She's been on the podium of the Cape Epic in the last stage, I believe, in 22.
Yes, okay, what's the stage there?
On the stage, final stage, grand final. Definitely very strong here, as we see.
Yeah, they are looking now to write themselves into a podium position on general classification because they find themselves at the start of the day 13 minutes and 18 behind their own leaders, but just 20 seconds behind Mark Megabo on the podium. Talking of podium, here's one for you. And this is Julia Victoria in the third place. Scott Craven to be second, stepping up for their first stage winner of the event, the fifth for Martin Alleman and the fifth for Martin Stolbeck. They are the stage winners here at the Africa Epic on a pioneering day. Their first point-to-point time trial over 66 kilometers from Cannondale to Fairview. Victory for Mark Megamo over Scott Craven to be and Julia Victoria rising to the top of that fighting their legs. And that's what I would think was some of the intention behind having this victory time trial quite early in this stage. We've seen another team come to the fore, find their legs settled out, and now they find their strength on this time trial. So Martin Alleman and Martin Stolbeck, they put their hands up and said, you want to win the Africa Epic, you've got to do it with us. Yeah, definitely. They were actually 13 minutes faster than the estimated time on the stage.
Normally the times that we were given are always on point, but they really put the hammer down. So, you look at that picture, it's yellow jerseys, so Stefan back in yellow for the second time after snatching it yesterday from William Correa's shirt from the VIVO Colombo, formidable champions, and it will take some effort to get that off their shoulders. It's going to be a hard ride. It looks beautiful, doesn't it? It is. You are home. I'll be able to get that in for the next 3 days. So with Tessa Kotkas and Monica Calder on here, who are enjoying a really, really strong day. We've got a really, obviously powerful and experienced time trialist like Tessa Kotkas with a background in triathlon. And you're not. I suppose it's a bit like riding with Annika.
It's a great wheel to follow,
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, she knows which pace, I believe so, she knows the pace that she can handle over 3 hours. If you're doing an Ironman, you're probably doing a time trial for about 4 or 5 hours, or even longer. So it helps to have that kind of, with the knowledge of which step pace is set, and that obviously helps Monica a lot. She just follow, ensure that they remain strong to the finish.
Well, they are looking very, very strong at the moment. Except on the just having to make sure that she doesn't do that any like we saw with the weekend, a couple of teams living late, particularly of their speed company. Going to have some stage this week. And that's the discipline. And the other discipline is your partner, this man today. It's the ease of a fraction, yeah?
Exactly. You always need to keep your partner in your mind. You can't just, shut down, close your eyes and push through. You always need to, check if your partner is still with you. It makes it not easy because mountain biking is normally an individual sport, and most of the races are right here, and then you kind of get a full something like this.
Absolutely critical teamwork at any stage of the African epic. But there is no one else in the mix when you're on the trail. Derby, welcome to it. Welcome to Carl and a couple of days of the most extraordinary moment. That's what we're coming to. Let's go back to the finish.
Gentlemen, well done to the next time we'll be out there. Super hot, I'm sure, but you look happy. I'm very happy because yesterday I have good legs, but today very, very fast. The pressure session and very good for me. And today like a lifetime. Message to the people that club, in your home language, the message to everybody watching from that club. Pues nada, Xiaomi, eso es la que es la mejor carrera del mundo. Estamos recomiendo seguir con Cari por aquí un mareón y sobre todo, gracias a todos por vuestras palabras de cariño, por nuestro ring condicional, así que vamos a ver Carracos, 20 cojones. An incredible day for the GRC Jersey leaders, and competitive Kennedy this year. You guys are maybe keep your nose in front so far.
Yeah, for me it was absolutely perfect today. We just pushed in the beginning to catch our competitors, and then we just stayed in the group and we knew that there was a drive and technical stuff in the end, so we just waited, and then when we hit the drive we pushed, but not too hard, but enough to get a gap, and then we just went on the safety, so couldn't be better.
Congratulations. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, everyone who got the man we know well here at the African difficult the legend Aga. They won today's GRC Grandmasters stage ahead of Robson and Udo Bolt, another legend of course, Udo Bolt.
and the Roxon likewise. So by minute and 27 seconds, such rivalry in the A2 racing is fantastic to see. You never lose it, riders. Calderon and just keeping an eye right on the wheel of another rider on the super track here. You've got to have full trust in your partner picking the right line.
For sure, yes, but I mean they're both very skilled riders, they know what they're doing, so I much rather would trust my partner than possibly some other people in the race. And I'm sure these two handle their bikes just perfectly. But for sure, there is, it's the Cape Epic, there was no broom going through the trails beforehand. So yeah, there's surprises sometimes lying on the road or a wild animal crossing it. So your reaction needs to be there.
What's the most extraordinary wild animal experience you got?
Actually, I was racing a race in the football. It's called the Lion Man, and indeed I saw 2 lions. Unfortunately for us, there was a fence in between the lion and us riding, but I was sitting with Philippe and in the front of the race, and we approached the fence, and there were 2 lions waiting for us. So this is South Africa too.
Not a bother, yeah. You've ridden in the Cape in summer, you've seen the snakes around the trail.
I'm sure, yeah. Feathers, lock, Cape Cobra. But there will be dogs left around and come through the trails. They're more scared of them.
Absolutely. Guys, experience the finish, and it is our NTD master leaders, Tom Matthews and Califiber across the line here. I think Samuel in that race as well as it's really in today's stage. But they still to lead the strategy. But to see these races coming in. So go back to finish back first.
To the south of Cannondale 91, another stage, but this is first time that so good to see yesterday the communication comes up all the time for you, that's encouraging you as they continue to be. Yeah, there are a lot of challenges in about 63 pace, and the capital changes is now 63, small six laps, which quite far from us, and secondly, with all having a car analysis, cells, digging, and it's constant effort, on and off. So I'm definitely something like that, and then make on to it, yeah, I hope, without starting now, over there in Cannondale, they have locations, but Corey, you must be thinking to yourself, when are they going to give us the proper spaces when we use 24 hours space for 6 pounds work? He said that it's starting short for you, right?
Yeah, the first two hanging on, today things come around a bit. Hanging on the course, so like 1.5. The further I think I want to go around a bit, and feeling like super awesome. Yeah, we're going to go good spot, keep it, just like enjoying the spot. Yeah, it's awesome, we're good time in the fall and staying here, so yeah, it's been not so important. So that's the word of that, yeah.
Corey Wallace, he had picked up the results in the fall, still riding around the ball ahead of the Absa Cape Epic. Just riding, lovely experience, incredible experience, I think Christopher saying. So really, really nice. Just to update you on that NTT Masters today, yeah, plenty of change there because Pavel Gonda and Tomas Luti, the Czech Rockets and Swiss Diesel won the stage today. GIC, Craig Uriah and Charlie McFall in second, 137 down. And then Christoph Sars and Corey Wallace, and then Carl Platt and Kalle Freiberg. So some change there perhaps in the GC. Let's go back to Max.
Max, the shorter the stage, the harder it is. I didn't want to tell Pinner Jr., young Cam, that these 60-odd K days are the hardest because we like 60-odd kgs, and to hold the wheel of Boss and these Nederlanders, the power. So you gotta, let me not say that word, you gotta put a lot of effort in. You gotta hold the wheel, Max. And then you gotta decide, you gotta reach the point where enough's enough, and then you gotta ride something to finish. Because today, tomorrow we gotta start again.
It still could be like, first time we've done it down, I mean, the trail network is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, it's gonna be hard packed and super fast. It's slippery. If you haven't ridden it before, try to stay in the brake. Don't lock up. Keep your weight neutral. So you need some weight on the front wheel. Not your weight, but front wheel on that. Wait on the front wheel so it can grip on the two.
There you go. Some more of the advice from my leader.
You can put a 32 on.
32, that's again.
You can.
You say you're talking to the rest of it.
No, 32 is the way to go.
They got it. Olivier, an absolute legend, and he's busy with his team that's Kevin Martin of Teddy and Tamara Shepherd here, right? They are losing for the time tonight.
Yeah, it looks like it's Marco is definitely suffering a bit. I was extremely impressed by the ride and the prologue. Only 3 seconds off of Annika Sophia. An incredible ride of the French woman, French American champion actually. She's been a former country rider, so she's definitely suited to shorter races. But yeah, they hanging in there and basically losing a little bit of time here.
And tomorrow,
Tomorrow, great to synthetic indeed, very strong timer. I was suffering a lot there with her. Yeah, she's living with Sophia last year. Very strong rider as well from New Zealand. Very phenomenal rider and great partner. I could enjoy the synthetic race.
Right, making our way to the top of this little climb. It's 950 meters of climbing this entire route. That's from Dr. Papalis to Money Walker, the second of the Cannondale IC Sport Team. And the finish is just around the corner. Right, we will just take on the finish at 45 seconds is the last we had. It's just a really specialized to go very, very quickly as the race leader in that case, 2:59. But Monica Calderon and Tessa Portcas are the team that are going to make the most impact here, you feel, in terms of their standings. They are second fastest on the course. Vera Lossa and Alexis Skada third, and then another team who's going to make a big jump, you feel, Tapana Kende FSA Women, Katarzyna Sosna and Claudia Toretti, they're the leaders.
Now we're seeing Sophia in the front. Oh, they're actually just overtaking Vera and Alexis here. Oh, that's going to be so tough to take. It's always a hammer on your head when the faster team go. Oh, she's
Let's go. Sorry, ladies, can we speak first?
Big drama for Vera Lossa here. Just overtaken by Annika and Sophia, and then she needs to get off the bike to put her chain or something back in, as it looks like.
Yeah, double blow there for the second place team on general classification. Efficient Infinity SCG SRAM, passed by the race leaders, and they will start at 2 minutes ahead of the Specialized, and now having to lose more time. It's not a lot, I would think, it's a quick fix, but nevertheless, if we people stop, that's not too time, and they would have won for the time. What disappointment, mental approach to dealing with that.
Yeah, that's difficult. Luckily, we're still in the earlier stages of this race. You do a little bit easier with that stages when you're not completely exhausted like if it's stage 6 or 7. But still, it's disappointing. Hopefully this was the only time she needed to get off the bike. We haven't seen her through the whole entire stage, and hope it's not an issue she was dealing with already more than once.
So you've been on the receiving end of the riders come in, and then to the afternoon dealing with the emotions, the high, the light, and the disappointment.
Yeah,
Very big camp.
it's all of it. It's such a dynamic. Like, I mean, racing, the highs are high, the lows are very, very low. And also managing your expectations. It's another game that you need to have, because it doesn't have to be shoot for the start, but you're not there yet. You're not prepared yet. There's other things that can be played that just throw you off. So it is very important to keep the vibe positive. Like, there's always a positive side to everything. Even if you have a bad day, analyze where it came from, focus on how to make less mistakes, or do better, if it's the recovery, or if there was something on the bike, maybe put some changing the next time, whatever it is. There's so many different things that play part. But the most important thing is to keep the vibe positive, to be there for each other and lift each other, and again, there's another 4 or 5 days to go, so it's not just every day.
Yeah, now the teams have multiple combinations. Cannondale, as we called that, Monica Cannondale on the first podcast, we're going really well today. We're going to beat the lot again. In fact, I was very pleased with the day today. There are other teams, Santa Martin is only also down, 10 minutes down at the moment. So it's a feed off each other.
I'm sure. Yeah, where Stephanie and Constanza quite well as well. We know they're both actually full-time pros. Stephanie is got a PhD in chemistry and works full-time for that as well. And Constanza also working on the side. You know, that just shows you if you can't compare with full-time for a race like this these days, it's just a little bit off the pace. But they are showing great performances nevertheless, absolutely amazing what they're delivering here, so big hats off to them.
Vera Lossa and Alexis Skada, and they are the team of Efficient Infinity SCB Strand, and they are going to the training stage but they're coaching that fairly shortly, and this is going to be a testing run. 20 kilometers or so for all of these riders. There's the heat drivers in the car. It was basically hot there, and we didn't expect anything less from the football race. It was hot here. It was full with difficult cuts that Monica Cannondale there looking very impressive and strong. And we delighted them with this, the way they've gone about this. They've got some earmarked at stage in the way that they should be here.
Yeah, definitely. And you can see they know that if they work together, they will have a good time. They put so much effort in it, and yeah, we definitely change the GP ranking as well with such a performance.
They did very well at the Olympia bike race as well, 2 weeks ago. So definitely they got their teamwork done or up to speed. That's really showing here because we need to work very well together as a team.
Yeah, and those races, the riders do is they eventually try to do one of the training for the thing that races riders, which is iron down and really get teamwork.
Yeah, exactly. You can train a lot together with fair legs like a race. You're only going to really in a race how strong you really are because that's going to push to your limit. If you just train together, you're not actually figuring it out properly.
The race village filling up slowly but surely as the venue and the camper vans go wide from that near down, get up and ready to work up their riders in, and the riders riding into the finish at Fairview as these riders are getting closer and closer. They're ready for the training stage, the training still tails, and it is what the gap in the back yet, and the Cannondale on the top further as the very well indeed. Excellent day out on the top drive.
The Colombian definitely likes to climb a little bit more, where the Dutch, or originally Dutch person, but now living in Spain, and Spanish champion, 40 cars, laps a little bit more the flat part and really knows how to power on the flat. So now it's Colombian terrain here, going a little bit more up and down.
Very well in Colombia. There's some great killing with the doesn't have some plant there.
And the altitude, which is actually beneficial if you're lying in the heat. It's a very similar thing for your body. Both requires a high blood volume, the heat and the altitude. So people who train in altitude, they can do well in the heat as well, or vice versa. Want to touch that a little bit? Feeling the pace, feeling the effort of today.
And if you look at the trees there, it's still...
No wind anymore. Yeah, no, it's burning.
Yeah, they really are feeling the heat of the day. So, just managing to just hold her pace and make sure that she doesn't get away, and make sure that Monica Calderon is able to ride her way back to level terms here.
Yeah, it's an important mental situation as well. I'm not sure it's like half-wheeling Monica in this moment is the best way to encourage her. I always suggest to sit behind the wheel, just to basically give her space to breathe, to make her feel confident, and be willing to boost your partner, especially mentally. And that you don't normally do with half-wheeling your partner.
Sit on the back and ride with her pace.
Yeah, obviously everyone's a little bit different what they like. I normally just like to have my partner off of the way when I was suffering. So I kind of used to sit to my wheel. And not say a word because I was suffering and so
Let's go back to the present.
Dennis and Zandra, Zara jersey leaders at the moment. How are you out there today? Do you feel like you had a good ride? It looks like you've managed to get across the line and looking good.
Yeah, today the goal was just to finish, so we didn't have any plans of making the heat bigger or something. So we just paced ourselves until they finish, because we know we are not good at flat, so there's no use wasting energy on it. So yeah, we're just waiting for the heat climb, and then we'll try to make the heat big.
Yeah. But reach across you quickly. How are you feeling about the day today? Was it as tough as you thought it would be?
Yeah, I struggled in the beginning. I did the work for 4 pounds 50 days, so they didn't keep it steady. So some guys, some cars have been 50 kilos, and I don't know if it's 50, so yeah, I'm not really too good to
A quick shout out to all the riders who did Zara jersey. I mean, it's a competitive category. It's so nice to be at the top end, but you know you've got to try what on your back.
Yeah, we do know that for sure. Everyone wants to win. There's no one here that does not want to win, but in order to take this jersey, you have to be fit and you have to have a strong mind. So for all the guys out there, just keep pushing and your time will come.
Well done today.
Thank you.
Confidently holding on to that Zara jersey, the Fair 2 DP World Cannondale 1 pair of Daniel DeBlanche and Jandro Jordan, 2:51.41 their time today, 38 minutes behind the winning time of 2 hours 30. So good day out for them. The Zara category has expanded incredibly to bring riders into that. Yeah, you have to be under 26 to race the Zara category. And there are a number of riders who came through the Zara program of the year. Only actually 26 and are riding in the race in the Open category and the women's category. Just sort of brief just there of a very, very strong Prepara, Tenda, Everstate women's team. Cannondale, Cannondale, and Charles Ferretti, as you've been saying all day, Cannondale, very, very powerful, so you can see on the structure.
yeah, I just got this raw power on the flats. I mean, our athletes suffering on the whole field in races, and I mean, she's getting a good slipstream, but still, just the power is going on the flats. It's hard to have in so athletes will power the others.
When these riders coming up here, you can see other teams there. Yeah, huge motivation. Every time you see another team in front of you, you know that you made up those 2 minutes, right? And it looks like we're fully together. Not sure if there's any of the initial landing there as well, but they're catching up to, but it doesn't matter. From the distance, you don't see who it is. If it's direct competition or if someone from a different category. So every time you see someone in front of you, that gives you that extra motivation, you close the gap, and then you just keep on pushing. So they're doing a good job there. So look at that, 7 minutes, just 8 kilometers to go, and we're at a step by 1 minute and 90 here of Calderon and Copcatcher. We have storming days, and then there's just energy to be thrown. Patricia Roberta and Alexis Escada. It is basically hot, well it looks like it's hot up there. We have the privilege of not sitting there right in that heat. However, that who does know how hot it is on the finish line is Max Stewart. Max, just tell us how hot it is down there.
Hey Gerald, hey guys in the studio, you guys are doing such a great job. We're having so much fun down here. Gerald, it's warm.
and it's not got to peak yet. There's a little bit of a breeze blowing straight down the finish line, so a tailwind on the athletes as they come down the finishing straight. It's a brand new venue here at Absa. Everyone's just orientating themselves. There's quite a buzz about where's what, how do I get there, where do we go to do this. Right behind me you can see the chill lounge of the athletes as they come across the line. To my right, the commentators, the race office. So behind me it's a bit of a war zone. I've got to tell you, the guys and girls are coming straight across the line into the shade as quickly as possible. Their team managers and assistants are coming through, getting us up as quickly as possible. Not as hot as we are going to expect to be over the next couple of days, but certainly good to be there. It's half the media is something special. They've been waiting for this for a long time. They're out on the track and they are ready to bring the heat in the next couple of days as well.
Thanks for the update, Sam. That was a quick look at the Cannondale pair of Haley Green and Bianca Hall, looking really strong and driving it up that line.
Indeed, yeah, super strong team. Also, as we came together last minute, Bianca was meant to race with Daniel Taylor from the second from racing, but Daniel wasn't feeling so well, so Haley stepped in and is doing an amazing job working with Bianca. They've been really going very strong.
So we are on board with Monica Calderon and Tessa Kortkas as we follow them through the olive orchards now, the trails, making their way towards the finish of the women's race. Vreemlandsfontein, 58.5 kilometers in. Toyota Specialized, Annika Langwell and Sophia Gomez-Viefan, the race leaders, by a meter 19 at that stage over this pair. Illustration of just how well they are going, because 2 minutes and 20 behind the leaders at that stage, Vera Rossa and Alexis Skada. Then it was Katarzyna Sosna-Pinella and Claudia Peretti, Toparo Kenda MSA women, and then Titan Racing SE Hanika, Bianca Hall and Haley Preen. The losers, the big losers today in the RMX women's race look to be the Buff Megamo pair, Rosa van Doorn and Janine Wurst, who are now 7 minutes and 21 seconds down. Having started the day in third place overall, they are likely to slip off the podium, the overall GC podium at this stage, because they are really suffering out there. The two riders for Buff Megamo, the Dutch and the Swiss rider.
Yeah, let's hope it's not a mechanical holding them back. We haven't seen them on the screen in a while. It's really going to be sunshine and rain for that Buff Megamo team, with the men winning and the women losing quite some places, but hopefully they will balance each other out once they cross the line.
As I said, Van Doorn and Wurst in their first Absa Cape Epic, so they're learning every single day. I mean, this heat is tough for everyone, and we all deal with it in different ways, and how you handle it determines how you might finish. Samara Shepherd and Margot Moschetti, she's really digging deeply up the French champion, and just behind her Sarah Hill, and she is also just digging deep with her partner Orly Holbach, the Mauritian champion in the white jersey, as they come over what quite often is an XCO finish line at Spice Route, and has been for the South African Championships, finishing with that pump track, and then across the finish line they'll leave that, and they'll know they haven't got too far to go to the finish.
Yeah, Orly Halbach from Mauritius, Mauritian champion. She's a mother now. She's been also racing the mixed with her husband, Yannick, a very accomplished mountain biker himself, Olympian. I think they've won the mixed category.
They have won the mixed category, indeed they have, yes, very much so.
And this is Hayley Smith from Canada. Definitely not quite accustomed to that heat, I believe. She's been saying that she was struggling a bit in the last days and not quite feeling herself. So hopefully she will be riding her into the race.
And the race leaders looking every bit champions at the moment in their orange leaders jerseys. It is Sophia Gomez-Viefan and Annika Langwell riding through as well. All quite close here now. They are homing in on that finish line. A glance over her shoulder.
Looking back if the partner is still there. And of course the team chasing. There is, they just must have overtaken
I think that just
these riders. think that's Stephanie.
Stephanie and Basil, yeah, and yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah, but here is Vera and Alexis. And I don't know, is that still 2 minutes?
Yeah, Constanza, Fasalis and Stephanie.
Oh, sorry, they overtook
overtaken,
them. Oh,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
after
Yeah, they just passed
she
it.
had the mechanical.
They seem to have managed that gap a little bit. They haven't lost too much time, it looked like.
Yeah. Recovered from that blow of being overtaken and then having to stop for fixing the chain on the ring.
Just watch the Calderon and the Corticas passing through as we look at Charisse Willett and her partner Ida So.
Yeah, this is very good to see that she's in the race, still pushing hard, actually having a very good day, considering they're still smiling as far as I can tell here. So they're also close to the finish. They had a long day yesterday. Charisse had to dig very, very deep. She said that water point 3, she was like, yeah, about to sit down and have a little bit of a chill there, but Ida was on her and she's like, no, not an option. We need to still keep going, and they did, and it looks like they have a much better day today.
Who's the stronger of the two?
At the moment, still Ida. I think, yeah, she's very strong in the downhills as well. That's where Charisse tightens up a little bit, coming from the road. It has never been her biggest strength, but she can suffer. So I guess the longer the stages get, the more of Charisse you're going to see at the front. And again, we're not even halfway through, and it's a long way to go. And yeah, I'm glad she's in there doing so well.
Said that, I mean, Charisse, I've been racing with Charisse, and she's actually an incredibly skilled rider on the technical stuff, especially the cornering. I have to say, she didn't look like a roadie at all. But of course, Isla, an incredibly skilled woman. Her partner, Darren, is the skills coach for our team, and they definitely know how to bunny hop and jump and everything, so they get the speed out of every burn as best as possible.
Yeah, born on the trails, that's badly.
Indeed, yeah. But Charisse is really the queen of sucking wheels. She doesn't let loose of that wheel, and she's just brilliant in staying on someone's wheel.
There are bumps on the trail, lovely to see. Look at that, beautiful, isn't it? As Fairview and Spice Group Destination have cleared their calendar for the next few days, and you should too if you're nearby, because it's a beautiful place to come and watch the ride. If you find a position around any one of the various spectator points on the next couple of days in Paarl, and indeed on that Queen stage as the riders head from Paarl over the mountains past Stellenbosch and into Lowlandsford. Our race leaders are doing everything right today. They really are managing their efforts. It is hot, they know that, they know how to manage that and to take on enough fluid and nutrition to fuel up, not just for today but for tomorrow, and make sure they're in good shape at the end of the day. Where we're heading towards 11, so it might be midday by the time they've sat down and relaxed, so that they'll have a chance to recover. This is the Bach Megamo team. Rosa van Doorn and Janina Wurst, and that's it. Rosa van Doorn just hooking, at least Janina was hooking onto Rosa's arm.
Yeah, that's not looking good for Janina. She seems to be really suffering. Is there something on her leg? She looks like she's got a... Is there something wrong with her leg? I didn't quite see well if that's just the color of the kit or if she actually was bleeding there.
Well, this is a chase for home now for Anneke Langveld and Sophia Gomez Viervan. It doesn't take much for them to sense when the finish is there. The lovely images of you and Anneke powering towards the finish. Years gone by, and this is similar again.
The motorbike in the front, just powering on, really what she's so good at. Big gear, and obviously Sophia can just sit there and benefit from that slipstream. Sophia, who's got a very low position on the bike, definitely very beneficial today, being as aero as possible.
Oh, wonderful. The farms in the area. It is a working day, but the men and women who are hard at work in the heat and doing all they can to bring those vineyards and the olive groves to fruition, taking time out just to cheer the riders along. Wonderful to see.
So to avoid to ride away from the partner, Annika will be looking at her power meter for sure as well, just to see, it's so difficult when you see that other team in front of you. You just want to get there, and to not drop your partner. You actually take a look at your power meter and just look, okay, this is the pace my partner is going. See, she's looking at over her shoulder now, realizes, oof, I'm just stretching her a little bit. So she definitely needs to be careful not to overpace and crack Sophia in this moment.
It's Haley Smith and Ella Bloor, the MAP team. I think they are getting past now.
Yeah, that will be the second team they overtake today, at least.
At least,
Yes. They must have done some good effort out there.
Yeah, they did some good damage on their competition today.
Oh, they have. Look at this terrain. It's rough and loose, and they'll know what they're in for the next few days. These riders are just getting a little taste of it at the tail end of this 66-kilometer time trial. And in perfect harmony, the women in orange in the leaders' jersey